Now they know my mom better than I do.
We all kind of have our morning routine, I'm sure. You wash your face, you brush your teeth, you fix your hair, and you hope for a good hair day. Let's face it, we all do. Well, Elizabeth Kincaid is on the show with me this morning. She has hair at GoGo. She became kind of a lifesaver for us, actually, on the show when COVID hit, because we had a lot of fun doing these FaceTime conversations.
Absolutely.
But you are a great one to talk to, because sometimes those bad hair days are not because it's rainy and humid outside. It's because there's truly a problem on your scalp that's not being addressed. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. You know, so often we just don't realize, because there's just a plethora of products out there now. Everybody's got an opinion about what to use. You see it on Facebook, you see it on Instagram, and it really makes it hard to decipher what to use. Also, through the pandemic, a lot of people started experiencing some excessive shedding, and also started to experience different forms of hair loss. You know, so it kind of puts you into this panic, like, what's out there? What do I need to do?
And we don't want to talk about it. I mean, and it affects men and women. Right, the hair loss. Stress certainly can do it to you, but we're quick to make these assessments on our own, that, oh, it must be this, because we might not realize that there is actually a field of study out there that's looking at it. So every day you come into the salon at Hair at GoGo and you're looking at this.
Yes.
And you begin to notice, I guess, kind of patterns in people and differences in these scalps. So you've been licensed now. Am I right, Elizabeth?
I have, yes. I became a hair practitioner several years ago, and I kind of think of that as like a trichologist light, you know?
Okay.
So it's sort of like the introduction to it, and it's a great way to be able to begin that process of sort of examination of people's scalp. I'm currently studying trichology, so working on getting my certification for it. But I do trichological services in the salon, which is awesome to have, at least for, you know, everyone here.
You can give us the educated version. I'll give you the dumbed down version, because I've talked to you about this a lot and I still don't fully understand it. But at the salon, you've got these rooms in the back where you do these consults with people, men and women.
Yes.
And what you find, what you want to find for them, is not how to treat it. You're wanting to find what the cause of it is. Am I right?
I want to find the cause, but I want to be able to treat it with you.
Right, but you can't treat it if you don't know the cause.
True.
Is that right?
Yes. And that's, I mean, trichology really is the bridge between dermatology and hair, you know, like a hairdresser. So it's hard for people to understand. In Europe, it's everywhere, so everyone understands trichology, but in the United States, it's just not as well known. So I'll be working together in line with perhaps your dermatologist or your general practitioner in being able to solve what's actually happening on your scalp.
Okay, let's just pretend, let's just go with a fictitious scenario, and that somebody comes in. First of all, do they have to be experiencing hair loss?
No, they don't. They can just have any kind of scalp issue going on. Itchiness, dryness, flakiness, oiliness. It can be anything. I mean, at any age too, you know, so kids can experience this as well.
Okay, then let's put the hair loss aside. Let's go with somebody who says no matter how much I wash my hair, no matter what shampoo I use, the next day it's always oily.
Yes.
That is not necessarily something they have to live with. There could be an underlying condition.
No, and it's so easy to run to the drugstore and pick something up off the shelf. You know, we've all seen those commercials, you know, get rid of your flakes, get rid of the oiliness. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. And if you don't actually do a full examination of the scalp, you can't really see what's going on. Sometimes it's not just about what's happening on your scalp. Sometimes it's also what's happening internally with you. So at the salon that I have, we not only can do a tricho test, so look and map out what's going on in your scalp, but I can also do what's called a hair follicle assessment, which is really cool. And that, you know, a lot of people have heard of like a hair strand test, right? That's where they take the hair, they cut a piece, and they're analyzing like kind of the center area of the hair strand. I don't do that. This is a different type of test. I'm actually pulling out the strand at the root, so at the bulb. It's going into a device, and that information literally is providing us with the past at least 90 days of what's been happening in your body. So it's gonna look at all of your vitamins, your minerals, your amino acids, fatty acids. I mean, it gives us a really amazing blueprint and gives us, only through eating, how to balance out that nutrition.
Okay.
It's really cool.
Now, you mentioned that you're licensed, so obviously you're not just getting this machine that reads it and taking its blueprint. You're learning how to interpret, and you've gone through all these classes.
Yes.
But suppose you do see that somebody has these nutritional deficits or something. Do you yourself try to treat that, or do you say, I would take this to your doctor?
Oh, 100% take it to your doctor.
Okay.
Or if I see that they need a nutritionist, oftentimes it's just very subtle changes that you need to make. So it's not going to be something that's super dramatic. You know, a lot of people that come to me are in pretty good health, you know, and they really care about those things. They just want to have better hair. You know, maybe they're noticing that it's just not as like thick and full as it used to be.
Right.
Or they feel like, you know, they're having textural changes, or, you know, maybe they see a little bit of thinning in areas. So this is a way for us to address it through what you're eating, and also do that examination of the scalp to be able to look to see, you know, what do we need to do? Is there, maybe you need low level laser light therapy. I mean, that has over 90% effectiveness in men and women. I mean, it is completely natural.
Do you do that at the salon?
Yes.
Okay.
We do.
I know you're not going to say that everyone needs to have this. Maybe everyone will at some point in their life. But sitting here at this moment, not everyone needs to have it. We all need to have the right shampoo, though, don't we?
We sure do.
Are most of us not using the right shampoo?
No, because really when you think about a shampoo, you're thinking about your hair. You're not really thinking about your scalp. You know, I mean, people are so used to using a cleanser and using a toner on their face and doing your exfoliation and things like that, but you don't really think about it for your scalp.
So how do we know what the right shampoo is?
You really have to come in, and I have to get you under a scope, because if I don't, we can't really tell. Oftentimes people say to me like, you know, I have some dryness and I feel like my hair is so dry, but when they actually come in and we do a pH test, or we do a sebum test on them, or we do a hydration test, you know, they actually could be potentially pretty oily, you know, and you wouldn't know it just from the eye, or you wouldn't know underlying what's happening. There's oftentimes what we're seeing, especially when I change out the light that we're using with a magnification, I can see old sebum on the scalp. And I'm not talking like a couple days, I'm talking like couple weeks or more. So it's really important to get that off, because if you're not cleansing everything around the bulb of your hair, you're never going to have good growth. You know, it's really going to cause a lot of problems in the future. True
or false, before I let you run, give us a freebie here. Should we be washing our hair every day, or do most of us tend to wash it too much?
I would say generally almost no one is washing it too much. You really should be frequently shampooing. And it's not just about the shampooing, it's really about the massaging of the scalp. It's so important to stimulate the scalp, especially as we age, because what happens is we lose that elasticity, and it will just really slowly close everything off. So it's super important.
That's the best part about getting your hair cut.
I know, right?
The shampoo right there.
Yeah.
Great to see you, Elizabeth.
So good to see you.
You can find her and her staff at Hair GoGo on Dallas Road. Online, it's hairagogo.com, and she talks about a lot of this on that website. If you want to call and make an appointment, 752-0500. But if you are interested in the trichology and these assessments that she does, ask for Elizabeth. She is the one who is ready to see you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Reagan. As a collegiate athlete, I know recovery is vital to my performance on the field.